Hello and welcome to my next video. Today I want to show you a very nice leather that I recently purchased. It is this green Nubuk leather and it has this crocodile skin-like look. So it's not a crocodile leather, it is a standard cowhide, but it was stamped that it looks like a crocodile skin. And I would like to do a very nice bag out of it, and I selected this design. So I already did this bag some time ago with this beautiful red leather, and now I want to do it with this green leather, and in this video I will guide you through the process and show you how this bag is done. First, a couple of words about the design. So I also have my own designs. In this case I'm using this design, which is the so-called weekender bag, and it is by dieselpunk.ro. You should really check out this homepage. You can find the designs there, you can find the tutorials, you can purchase these designs and can use it to make bags. I like to focus on the carving of the leather and also on the beautiful leathers that I use for my bags, and not so much on designing these bags. That's why in this case I use this ready-to-use pattern. So this is how these patterns look like. First you have a test page where you can make sure that you printed it correctly so that the size is also correct, and then you have these parts of the various pieces that you need to cut out, and then you can use it and apply it on the leather and cut out the pieces you need. So let's have a look on the cut out pieces that we now have. You can see this will be the main body. This will be the bottom combined with this piece here. Then you also have the sides, which will be combined with the smaller pieces for the side pockets. And then you have, of course, also this piece here. This will be the top piece with the zipper. And then you have these parts that will form the handle of the bag. So the next step is to apply these patterns on the leather we want to use. Then we need to punch all the holes that you can see here, because this will be the stitching holes. So every single hole will be stitched with the needle, and then we will cut out the full pieces out of the leather, and then we can already start to attach the parts that belong together. As the leather we are using here is a bit thinner and we need a certain sturdiness of the leather for the big bag we want to make, we will attach a second leather at the back side here, and for this we will use this brown pigskin. So this has also a very nice surface, and then also when you look on the inside of the bag you also see this nice leather. So now we need to place our patterns here on the leather, and we need to punch the holes and to cut out the pieces. As it is really hard to attach the leather here, the second leather, the pigskin, after we cut out the pieces, we will first glue these two pieces of leather together and then we will cut out and punch the holes. There are different ways how to do this. Usually I do it piece by piece, so I cut out a piece of leather that is slightly bigger than my pattern that I want to cut out, and also the second piece, so the pigskin, I cut out, and now I will glue these two pieces together and then I will punch the holes and cut out the piece. For gluing the pieces together I use a special leather contact glue. To apply the patterns on the leather, I use this kind of painting tape. To make the hole punching easier, I use a wax from a candle and rub it onto the tape where the holes are. With the wax, the hole puncher will go through the leather much easier. For punching the holes we need, of course, the hole puncher, so I have a multiple one and a single one, and the hammer. Once hole punching is finished, we can start cutting out the pieces. We can now start with sanding the edges. This will help us to achieve perfect roundings and perfect shape. We will now put this piece aside and will continue with punching the holes and cutting out all the other pieces we need. Once we have finished all the pieces, then we will start taking care of the edges, because we also need to finish the edges to protect the leather here from moisture. Now we need to insert the zipper. For that we will glue the edges of the zipper to the main piece of the leather, and then we will hand stitch all around so that the zipper is fixed. Once the zipper is fixed with the glue, it is then hand stitched with a saddle stitch all around here. We have now all the pieces we need for assembling the bag, but first we need to finish the edges. I will show you in detail how this works. First I will bevel or round the edges, and then we will paint them with an edge paint. I will in this case use a brown edge paint and a wooden stick for applying the color. This is now done on all the sides and for all the pieces we have, and then we will polish the edges by using an edge burnisher. Once the color is dry, the edges are burnished by using an edge burnisher. I also have a machine for this, but in some cases it is more convenient to use this hand tool. By burnishing the edges will get a shiny look. This step of edge finishing is very important because at the cutting edges the leather is no longer sealed as it is on the top side, and with the edge paint it's again sealed and is protected, for example, from moisture. All edges are now burnished and have a very nice and shiny look. The next step we will do is we will create the bottom piece, and we will use this part here, and it will be combined with these copper caps. This is not part of the standard pattern for this bag, but I took it from another bag from dieselpunk.ro, and I really like the look of this copper combined with this green leather. First we need to prepare the copper caps. We will cut here with a dremel tool, and then we will bend over the edges so that it will fit into the holes and will not come off. All 4 copper caps are now prepared and inserted in the main piece. There is no need for sanding or so, as this will be hidden anyway. I will now attach the bottom piece with the copper caps to the main body here. This is done by simple saddle stitching. And then at the inside of the bag I will attach another piece of leather, in this case a thicker black leather, to give the bottom and the bag more stability. Again, this is done by hand stitching, because all of my items are handmade. It's really important to make the stitch as perfect as possible, as this will make your bag look very professional. As the outer piece is now attached, we can now start attaching the inner thicker leather. Finally, we have a really nice bottom piece, so it's really stable, and on the outer side you have the copper caps. This part is now finished, so we will continue with the side pieces. First thing we need to do here is to attach the pockets. And the same is to be done for the second side. The two side pieces are now complete. We can now continue with the main part. So you have the front and the back side here, and they will be combined by stitching the zipper part to it. This will start with a little cross stitch here to combine the two pieces, and then we will insert the zipper part. As you can see, it's getting trickier now to do these stitchings, and therefore it's really important to pay close attention when punching the holes at the beginning, because they need to fit perfectly. Before we can attach the bottom piece to the main piece we just completed, we need to attach the first hardware here. Time for stitching again. This side is now complete, and now we will do the same stitching on the other side. With this stitching, the bag will slowly come into shape. Next step is already to attach the side pieces. So the first side piece is attached, and now we will do the same on the other side. Both sides are now stitched, so the main body of the bag is now complete. The next step is now to attach the handles, but first they need to be stitched. At first we will attach the lower part of the handle. This will be stitched and will then be fixed on the main body with 2 rivets. To attach these straps, you first need to mark where the holes need to be. Then the holes are drilled into the main body, and then the straps are attached with 2 rivets. The 4 lower straps are now attached. Now we are already coming to the last step, which is stitching the handles that will be then attached at the top here. The hardware that we need to attach the straps on the back will be integrated in the straps. In the last step, we are now attaching the handle to the bag. So finally we completed the bag, and I think it turned out really nice. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a lot about how to make bags. If you're interested in one of my bags, or especially in this bag, just contact me or visit my web shop that I will link down in the description box. See you next time. Bye!